What up, African world? It's Home Team here, and I'm back at it with another video of African history, culture, and worldview. Today, we're going to get into African religion and talk about the history of the Yoruba god, Ogun. And as always, if you want to support the home team, you can do so on patreon.com. I have some new awards for you guys, so be sure to check that out. Also, go to afrographics.com, a website where you can find unique illustrative infographics summarizing African history. All links to Patreon, Afrographics, and home team merchandise are in the description box below. Ogun is a major West African deity whose history covers several centuries and whose worship stretches continents. Some scholars have suggested that Ogun may be worshipped by as many as 70 million individuals around the world, and the number of Ogun worshippers may be increasing. Although it may not be possible to actually date with precision the emergence of the deity of Ogun, it's likely that his worship goes back to the beginning of the Iron Age and the development of ironwork in West Africa. Ogun is primarily considered the god of iron and, by extension, the god of war and hunting. Some of the earliest iron smelting sites emerged in central Nigeria, thus making Ogun a preeminent Yoruba deity, or Orisha. The worship of Ogun has been observed across some parts of West Africa, where it had spread since ancient times. In the kingdom of Dahomey, now the Republic of Benin, Ogun appeared as Gu, the god of iron and war, and ranked third in the Vodou pantheon, right after Mawu and Lisa. A common emblem of Gu was, and still is, a ceremonial sword. Other common emblems have included small iron implements such as miniature hoes, knives, daggers, shovels, and spears attached into necklaces, bracelets, clothing, or crowns. This high and widespread reverence for Ogun can only be understood within a context that defines iron and ironwork as the most sacred practice. The blacksmith surrenders to God while doing his work. The blacksmith in his work replicates, in a metaphorical way, God's act of creating the world. The melting of iron in a furnace, a symbol of the female womb, has been frequently associated in many African societies with fertility, vitality, and creative power. The reenactment of the creation of the world and of life itself through the melting and forging of iron largely explains the lasting prestige of blacksmiths and, above all, Ogun. In addition, given the civilizing power of iron, Ogun is also considered the deity of civilization and technology. All those whose occupation is related to metal, from farmers to surgeons, from barbers, haircutters, mechanics, butchers, and taxi drivers to soldiers and hunters, all pay tribute to Ogun. Many festivals are held in Ogun's honor, such as the Odun Ogun in Yoruba land, where Ogun is appealed to maintain peace in society. Ijala songs are Yoruba poetic chants devoted to salute and praise Ogun. His favorite foods and drinks are apparently pigeon, snails, chicken, eggs, chalk, kola nuts, plantain, yams, palm wine, and palm oil. The worship of Ogun survived the Atlantic slave trade, which is a testament to his importance as a deity. It was then that the focus of Ogun as a god of iron slightly changed a little bit, while greater emphasis was placed on him being the god of war, most certainly due to the circumstances that Africans were put under. In an environment where Africans were subjected to cruelties and tortures of all kinds on a constant basis, a divinity like Ogun became quite necessary and significant. In fact, Ogun is intrinsically tied with the Revolutionary War in Haiti, which took place in the 19th century. It's said that Dessalines and Toussaint Louverture, two major players in the war, both served Ogun and were in turn protected and guided by him. Because of his hot energy and quick temper, Ogun creates as well as destroys. But Ogun is also an uncontestable leader who breaks new grounds and creates new paths when others had given up. This particular attribute of Ogun as leader stems from the ancient Yoruba story according to which Ogun was the first Orisha to have come to earth, leading the other Orishas. Thanks to his iron implements, he cleared the forest, thus creating a sacred passage to earth. Ogun is Ogu in Haiti. In Haitian voodoo, he is quite fond of smoking cigars and drinking rum. A machete firmly planted in front of the voodoo altar remains Ogun's most distinctive emblem. In Brazil, Ogun is Ogum. His worshippers place pieces of iron and miniature iron objects like those displayed in Africa, such as knives, swords, shovels, and picks, on the altars dedicated to him. In summary, Ogun continues to play a major part in African religious life because his incredible power is both revered and feared. Well, I'm all out, guys. If you like these videos and want to help out in its continued production, you can do so on patreon.com. The link is in the description box below. Know thyself. Remember your ancestors. Peace.